Venna. I have overall 13 plus years of IT experience, in which 9 plus in AWS DevOps, and then DevSecOps, and then 3 plus in Azure. So right now I'm working for MLOps on AOps and then LLMOps. So all the things I'm going to handle for Pericious company, which is Bangalore-based company. So I did my master from California State University. So until 2019, I was in US. So 2019, I came back to India. Used to work for John Deere. Who manufactures agriculture tractors in India. They do agriculture, forest, and construction equipment. I used to work for until 21. I used to work for this company, and 22 I moved to Pericious. So for working with Pericious as a not part-time employee, not the full-time employee, and that was the time I used to train in VQ. Bachelor from MGIT, electrical branch, and this is what all about me. So now I'm going to discuss about the few details, why MLOps and why we need DevSecOps with AI. This is the topic what we are going to discuss. So now I'll tell what is DevSecOps and how it is useful in the IT sector. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Sir, you are on mute.
Thank you. So why we need to learn this DevSecOps? What is actually DevSecOps? Okay. So don't think this is a tool or technology. DevSecOps is purely a methodology of communicating, collaborating of integrating between development team and the security and operations team. So DevSecOps is not a tool, it's not a technology, it's a methodology of the two teams working together. One is development team, one is security and operations team. Two teams working together. Moreover, it's a methodology. In 1950, the IT sector started in US. At that time, they used waterfall, and then after 1970, they started using the agile, and now everywhere DevOps is a methodology they are using. So, other DevSecOps development team who write the source code, and then security team is to do the security, and then operations team as we are going to deploy that source code into the machine. Come here. If you want to build a new house, for example, if you want to build a new house, how many teams are going to involve to build a new house? And let's see how many teams are going to involve to have a nice application like Swiggy or Zomato. So we are going to focus on this. If you want to build a new house, you need to have a architect, regular workers, supervisor, plumber, electrician, carpenter, and then painter, interior designer. These are the teams we are going to have. Without these teams, you can't build a new house, you can't build anything. Now, my question to everyone is, if you want to build a new application, if you want to have a new application, my question, house will give you a shelter and you will have a good fame in the society if you have a new house, if you have a rich house. The question to everyone is, why we need application? Why we need app? Why we need app? For business. Lot of people think for our convenience that is wrong. Every app is a business. For example, you are feeling hungry, you put an order in Swiggy or Zomato. Do you are going to get it free of cost or you need to pay something for that? You want to go somewhere, you book Ola or Rapido, auto or whatever it is, whatever the transport or two-wheeler or four-wheeler or three-wheeler. You need to pay something for that auto guy or the bike guy or car guy, right? That is business or charity. They will observe the gap and they'll start the business. So any app is meant for business. Any app, Book My Show, Rapido, Uber Eats, whatever it is, they will just identify the gap and they will start the business. Okay. Application run for business, but applications run on servers. See, what I'm saying, application run for business. Number one, applications will run for business, but applications run on servers. కోసం రన్ అవుతాయి, బిజినెస్ కోసం రన్ అవుతాయి, ఎక్కడ రన్ అవుతాయి అంటే it will run on servers. If you want to build any application in IT, if you want to build any application in IT, if you want to build any application in IT, we have three types. Three types. Any application is having three types. What are the three types? For example, you are able to see my. So you are able to see my screen. If this is the back of this, we have a flash. The first pair is back of this, we have a flash. Back of this, we have a flash. So they have three types or not? The same thing. Application is also going to have a three types. The first type we call it as a web type or presentation layer. The second type we call it as the app type. And then third type we call it as a database type. Data type. So just come here. The web type will written in HTML, CSS, Java. Sorry, not Java. It's a JavaScript, and then recently React.js are used as a web type. Back of this web type, we have a app type. In this app type, we use Node.js, Java, Django, and then we also use the Express.js and Angular.js for backend. What about the data to store? Whatever order you put it in Swiggy, Zomato, Rapido, Uber Eats, or the Book My Show, that data has to go and sit in the database or not. For that, we use database. What are the database we have? MySQL, Aurora DB, Postgres, yes, and then Azure SQL, and then we have two types of database. One is SQL, one is NoSQL. NoSQL comes under the MongoDB and then DynamoDB. Okay. if you want to have any application, definitely you need to have a 3 types. The 3 types you have, that is what we are going to have an application on. Okay. These who know all these things, we call it as a full stack developers. Who know all these things, we call it as a who know all these things. All these things we call it as full stack. Okay. Now let's come here. Let's come here. So first one you have a full stack developer to write the code. Once you have to write the code, you need to test the code or not. Testers will test the code. What you do? The testers, what the testers do is, what the testers do, they do to test the code. That is the fourth team. Once the test cases are passed, as a DevOps engineer or DevSecOps engineer, we are the one who is going to deploy the application into the cluster. What do you mean by deployment? I'll tell very clearly what do you mean by deployment. So come here. Assume that one of your people has order in a Swiggy. As a delivery guy, I took the Swiggy order and I went to the restaurant. I picked the order and then I went to the guy who placed the order in Swiggy. I parked my bike in front of the apartment, and then I went to the fourth floor. Yes, and then I knocked the door, and then immediately the person came out, and I placed the food packet in his hands. That we called as a delivery. Yes or no? So Nino Swiggyలో ఒక పర్సన్ ఆర్డర్ పెడితే ఆ ఆర్డర్ ని అదే డెలివరీ గాయ్ నేను తీసుకొని రెస్టారెంట్ కి వెళ్ళి ఆ ఫుడ్ ప్యాకెట్ ని నేను తీసుకొని ఆ అపార్ట్మెంట్ కి వెళ్ళి ఫోర్త్ ఫ్లోర్ కి వచ్చాక ఐ ప్లేస్ ద ఫుడ్ ప్యాకెట్ ఇన్ ద హూ పుట్ ద ఆర్డర్ అతని ప్లేస్ లో అతని చేతిలో పెట్టాను. దాట్ వి కాల్డ్ as a delivery. You know that. Now I tell as a DevOps engineer or DevSecOps engineer, it's very clear and straightforward. Assume this restaurant as a GitHub. Assume this restaurant as a GitHub. GitHub is the place where the developer store the code. GitHub is the place where GitHub is the place where developers will store the code. Now, as a DevOps engineer, you are the one who is going to take the code. Take the code is nothing but clone the code. Build the code. Second one is take the code. First one is take the code. Second one is to build the code. Why we need to build? So come here. So whatever the language you use, whatever the language we use, Python, Java, .NET, these are human understandable language. Understandable language. But we need to convert into system understandable language, binary language, which is nothing but binary language. To convert into the binary language, definitely we need to use the build tool. So if you use the Maven, if you use Java, we need to use the Maven. If you use Python, we use the pip as a build tool. So once you build that, So as a DevOps engineer, you are going to contact the testers. You need to contact the testers and test the code. If you have any defects, that's okay. If you have any defects, you need to again send back to the developers. If the code doesn't have a defect, any configurations, how everything is good, you are the one who is going to be put it into the server. You are the one. DevOps engineers are the one who is going to put that entire application into the server. For example, come here. Let me open my. Come back. See this DevSecOps. So in this DevSecOps, the plan and the code belongs to the development team, not our team. Plan and code belongs to the development team. Once the development team has done the coding, as a DevOps engineer, you need to build the source code, and you need to ask the testers to test the source code. Once it is good, you release, and finally, you are the one who is going to deploy. Deploy is nothing but putting the entire application into the server or cluster. The entire application into the server or cluster. So, and operations. Sometimes the application may fall sick. I mean, it doesn't work properly. To do the necessary changes and make it work as a proper, that we call it as an operations. Now, what is monitoring? When a person is in hospital, తన చేతికి ఒక క్లిప్ ఉంటుంది, దానికి ఒక వైర్ ఉంటుంది, వెనక monitor ఉంటుంది. The same way, we are the one who is going to monitor the application of what is the CPU percentage, what is the disk usage, and then what is the incoming and outgoing traffic. These you need to monitor. So patient ఒక health ని monitor చేయడానికి monitor use చేస్తే ఇక్కడ we are going to use the monitor to check the health status of an application. That health status is nothing but we call it as a metrics అని పిలుస్తారు. Metrics are nothing but the CPU percentage, the disk usage, incoming traffic, outgoing traffic. This is nothing but the DevSecOps. I'll clearly make you understand within 1 minute. So just come here. This is my house, which worth 5 CR, which worth of 5 CR, which worth of 5 CR. And then I have no CCTV camera, and I have no watchman. Do you think this house is secure? No CCTV camera, no watchman. The worth of the house is 5 CR. Do you think that my house is secure? No, right? The same way, you have an application of Swiggy, Zomato, Rapido, Uber Eats. Every application is generating lot of revenue to the company or not? Swiggy, Zomato, Rapido, Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Myntra. Every app is having lot of revenue to the company every day. Do you need to protect your application from cyber attack, online danger, hackers, and then unauthorized persons? So protecting your application from cyber attacks is called development, security, and operations is called DevSecOps. So now we are going to integrate AI. Everywhere you see, definitely you are going to talk about the AI. How AI gonna help us in DevSecOps? For simple example is very easy. With the help of AI, if you able to do without AI, it takes simply, it may take 5 hours. With AI, you can complete in 1.5 to 2 hours. The deployment will be very fast. will be very fast. Point number one. Point number one. Point number two. Point number two. If you don't know anything, if you unable to know, if you don't know anything, if you don't know anything, this AI, you can ask AI to generate that. You can ask AI to generate that very quickly. Point number three, we can also, with the help of AI, we can reduce cloud cost, reduce the cloud cost. The fourth one, if you got any issue unable to resolve, able to resolve, the AI will help us to resolve the issue quickly. These are the major advantages of AI which are going to talk. So in this, what are the concepts we are going to talk? So if you are interested, I can take the free classes on weekend. The free classes I can take. There is no payment, nothing. I can take the free classes for you. So Linux is very important first of all, and then once you're done with the Linux, we are going to talk about AWS. AWS, we need to have the it's like 40 to 50 services, which include AWS plus security plus MLOps, ML service plus AI service. Okay, and also we need to learn the Terraform, the infrastructure as a code, IAC. On top of this, we need to learn the Docker as a containerization. And then we also need to run the Kubernetes, Kubernetes. We also call it as KTS. Yes, and you need to run the monitoring part. And also we need to learn the CI/CD part. And then security, coming to the security task, ESPA, Sonar, the Nexus, Tomcat, Ansible, Python, basics of Python, shell script. This is the one part. On top of this, we also learn the MLOps. What is MLOps? Machine learning operations. Difference between MLOps and then DevSecOps. With the help of DevSecOps, we can only deploy web applications, normal web applications, and mobile application. But what about the MLOps can do? What about MLOps can do? So MLOps can do two things. If you want to predict the future price, like for example, today gold price is So 10 grams of gold price is 1 lakh. So by taking the data of last 10 years, by taking data of last 10 years, we can able to predict the future price of gold. Not only that, the housing price is okay. Not only that, you can also go with the agriculture, the crop prediction, like what the disease you got and how much you upload the pic. So see what the pesticide we need to use for to reduce the plant disease. And a lot of things we can do with the MLOps. Such kind of prediction, like share price. Today the share price is 20 rupees. So last year how much, and then within 10 years how much it's going to be, we can predict with the help of machine learning. On top of this, we have AIOps. AIOps. So by using artificial intelligence, we can reduce the risk of the cloud, and also if we can also like any issues, we can also reduce that. Finally, very important, LLM ops. This is the last one in the operations. LLM ops are nothing but ChatGPT, DeepSeek. Such thing you are going to deploy when you ask something come here, go to the ChatGPT. How it is going to give this answer? How it is going to give the answer? That is behind of LLM ops. That is behind of LLMs. Training the large language modules. LLM stands for large language modules. Okay. మనకి ఫీవర్ వస్తే క్రోజిన్ వేసుకోవడం అని తెలుసు, బట్ ఆ క్రోజిన్ వేసుకోవడం అని హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ కి తెలుసు, మెషిన్ కి ఎలా చెప్తారు? దట్ కాల్డ్ పారామీటర్స్. we are going to train the module. ఈ ChatGPT గాని DeepSeek గాని ఏం చేస్తారంటే ట్రైన్ చేస్తారు. The training is for nothing but LLM ops. The training is nothing but LLM ops. So parameters antaru, temperature antaru. There are a lot of things we are going to be involved in the LLM ops. So what I can do, one thing I can do, if you are okay, I can give the training on one week on, I can give the cloud. 1 week I can use on DevSecOps, and 1 week I can use on MLOps, and 1 week I can use on LLM ops. So free of cost when it's up to you. And this is all about the entire DevSecOps or MLOps or AIOps. Whatever you learn, you need to learn at least 1 or 2 AI tools to get the job to sustain in the IT market. You learn Python, fine. You need to learn at least 1 or 2 AI tools. You learn Java, fine, but you need to learn at least 1 or AI tools. To make your deployment, to make your work easy, definitely you need to know at least mandatory to learn 1 or 2 AI tools. So here, if you come with me, I can able to go with the DeepSeek, RAG, Hugging Face, yes, and then lag chain. So, and right now a very hot topic is agentic AI. So these things I can cover very briefly to know the basic knowledge, and then you can carry forward. Now, do you have any questions, please? Hello. Am I audible? Ravi, are you there? Ravi,
Yeah. Hi, sir. Sir.
hi.
I'm there.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Guys, please do chat.
I mean, chat or talk, whatever it is. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't check the chat. 1 second.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, very good. Someone asked me what is the difference between DevOps and DevSecOps. Simple. What I want to do is come here. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this. Come here. You have a house. You have a house. Which worth of 5 CR? Which worth of 5 CR? 5 CR. No watchman. No watchman. No CCTV. No CCTV. Do you think your house is secure? Do you think Rahul, your house is secure or not? No.
Turn on your
Same way,
mic and try to respond,
the same way,
Rahul.
you are having the Swiggy, Zomato, Rapido, Uber Eats. Is it generating a lot of revenue every day? The revenue generating, right? You
Yes.
need to protect from cyber attack, online danger, hackers, or you just live like that. Protecting your application is called security. నార్మల్ గా సెక్యూరిటీ లేకపోతే అది డెవాప్స్ అవుతుంది, టెక్ ఉంటే అది ఏంటి సెక్యూరిటీ అవుతుంది. నౌ ఎవ్రీవన్ యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ సైబర్ అటాక్స్ అని, ఆన్లైన్ డేంజర్ అని, హ్యాకింగ్ అని అలా చూస్తున్నారు కదా. టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్, టు సేవ్ యువర్ అప్లికేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ హ్యాకర్స్, యూస్ security precaution. That is nothing but security. The difference between DevOps and DevSecOps is so protecting your application from cyber attack, online dangers.
Without any,
So,
any doubts, you can
Srikanth,
ask.
Satvika, Rahul, previously, I mean, do you have any questions? Anyone? Purvi?
I think they are very insightful and very attentive to learn. So they are not
I
responding.
mean, feel free to ask me.
Yeah,
There is no, I
they
mean,
have-
don't hesitate to ask me. You can feel free to ask me. No issue.
Guys, if you want to ask, you can unmute yourself or you can ask directly. It is open to you and it be interactive. There are no questions, I think so, sir.
Okay, I'm going to wait for a few more minutes and then they can leave it. If you have any doubts, you can talk to me.
Okay, sir. Okay. Guys, try to respond.
Harita, Manvika, Neha, Numan. Any questions here? Tejasvi, Pranita, Varshini, any questions? Rathod,
There is a question.
Puri,
Sir, there is a question
okay.
from Sneha.
Really informative session, sir. Please update about the class you want to teach. Really interested. Okay. Neha, yes. That Ravi gonna take care. No issues.
Furtherly, we will tell you, no doubt, sir. Okay. All 22 of you try to text in the chat box, then we get to know about
Or you can ask me. No, anything is fine. Anything is fine.
the interactiveness is important here.
Monica, Satvika, Siddiq, Kamala. No, no doubt.
No doubt, sir. You can proceed. I think so.
So I published the AWS book. I mean, I can show you that what the book I have published. So if you go to the Amazon.in, Amazon.in, if you search for AWS book by Madhukar Reddy Venna. So this book was published by me like 8 months back. So you don't need to buy this book. Already send the soft copy to the Ravi. You can get the book from Ravi itself. Yes. You
Yeah,
can
sir.
get this book by Ravi. I mean, I already shared this book to Ravi. Okay. You can get this book. So each and everything, well, the detailed, I have written this book, layman language. కామన్ మ్యాన్ కి ఏ మాత్రం డిగ్రీ కానీ బీటెక్ కానీ చేసినా వాళ్ళకి ఈజీగా అర్థమయ్యే లాంగ్వేజ్ లో రాసింది ఈ బుక్.
Sir, one more thing, like
లాంగ్వేజ్ ప్యూర్లీ లేమ్యాన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో ఉంది. యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్.
sorry for the interruption. Actually, there are many people who doesn't understand Telugu. These people are from pan India, so try to maintain only English.
Okay,
The Telugu words
I
that
got
you
it.
are
I
saying,
got it.
they are not getting it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. The thing is, I've written the book which I show you. I already given this soft copy to the Ravi. So Ravi is going to send you to the WhatsApp to this book. It is free of cost. It is written in very layman language. So people who completed their degree and people who completed their BTech, they can easily understand this and they can easily practice hands-on. So no need to worry about this. So please be focused on the people who like coding. People who like coding, they can go with the 1 second. Some people are interested in coding. So those people can happily understand these LLM ops and AI ops. But people who are not, that much interested in coding, they can go with the DevSecOps. DevSecOps coding is not involved, but while going with the ML ops, AI ops, and then the ML LLM ops, definitely need to have Python fundamentals at any cost. Python is required if you want to learn the ML ops, and then yes, Siddiq, if you're interested in coding, definitely you need to go with the AI ops and ML ops, and especially LLM ops. LLM ops are booming like anything. LLM ops are nothing but large language models. Large language model. Okay. You have seen the Chat GPT, you have seen the DeepSeek. Such things are came with the LLM ops. Such things are came with LLM ops. That is very important right now. So I've given the book. So Ravi is going to send that book to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the last 2 minutes, 3 more minutes. So do you have any more questions? Tejasvi, yeah, DevOps is okay.
Sir,
do you have any
any
information about the no development? We don't do any development in DevSecOps. We only do the deployment. So we only do the deployment where. Okay. Tejasvi, no, it is not related to cyber security. Cyber security is different. Cyber security comes under security comes under the application size. This security comes under the application. Cyber security comes under the entire organization, like TCS. At TCS, there are a lot of servers, lot of clusters there will be. So that is taken care by cyber security. But as a DevOps, do you have a DevSecOps application during the development process? Do you have? So yes, deployment process, not the development process. Yes. Purvi, yes. Security, yes. We use task. Task and We use these
Oh,
two things while
yes, sir.
development and deployment process. Task, static analysis, security testing. Task, dynamic analysis, security
Then
testing.
it's accurate.
Next, anyone?
Sir, what is deployment and development?
So development is writing the code. Saidik, development is deployment is putting an application into the server. Putting an application into the server. So development is nothing but write the code. So who works on Python developer, .NET developer, C#? Deployment. Yes.
DevSecOps is required for require Azure the account. For DevSecOps, there is any requirement for Azure account? Rathur Rahul is asking so.
Free AWS account.
Yeah.
No Azure. We can have a free AWS account. No issues. Azure account is not required. Like we can have the AWS account. Azure is expensive, and then Azure is not right way to learn. I mean, AWS is the right way. I'll tell you. I'll show you that as well. I'll show you that as well. Come here. Which cloud is the leader in the market? According to the estimation of the research group, Amazon market share is the worldwide cloud infrastructure around 30%. It's more than 30%. I'll show you this. More than 30%. So in Q4 and Q5 it is increased. So come here, I'll show you one more article here, which I got published just now, which we got the, okay, come here. So click here. Come down. So AWS recorded as a 2.9 billion cloud revenue in Q1, quarter 1, 2025. Come down. Q1 and then market. This makes 17 years of increase. However, the growth is slightly lower compared to the Q4. So on the other hand, Microsoft Q1 revenue from the intelligent cloud segment is 26.8 billion, which include 22 rise in the server production. So this is how it works. The leader is market in this AWS cloud. Any questions, please? Any questions? The latest one, it's not the old one, it's very latest one, which I published by just 24 hours back.
Okay, May 22nd, 2025. It was the
25
latest.
Microsoft and Google. Any questions, please? I mean, last 2 more minutes. Okay, AWS means
Amazon service.
Amazon Web Services.
It returns servers.
Sorry. So we. Yes. Clear?
Hope you all get great insights from Madhukar sir. And Madhukar sir was a great insightful teacher for me. And from his insights, I developed many of my things. And thank you, sir. Thank you on my invitation. You came to Slate Valley and given a session. We are so
You're
glad to
most
have
welcome.
you.
Yeah.
We are so glad to have you here, sir. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Bye. Have a nice weekend.
And thank you, sir.